welcome to my channel. I hope you are having a fabulous day. I have a project share for the Flowers and Critters collab, which is hosted by Poetspice here on YouTube. And what I have created is a little desk calendar, and I used the paper collection, which was by Prima, and it was the floral watercolor, I do believe. As you can see, it had the beautiful blues and purples in it, and the florals in a really pretty, like mossy green to me. And I have a little calendar I made, which was in Cricut Design Space, and I started with June for next month, and then I have 2027 on there as well. And then this little embroidery hoop and the little saying, eat, sleep, craft, repeat, with some flowers. This is a make and take for a scrapbooking retreat, and I ended up not being able to go. So I am doing this video for the ladies at that crop. So this is the front of it with all of the decorations. And then on the back, I chose to use this white with the foiled writing. And this is what the side looks like. And it will fold flat if you wanted to mail it to a friend. So fairly flat. And I do have a tutorial if you stay tuned. What we will need are 2 pieces of cardstock. And I used Michael's 110 pound in white. The first piece is 4 inches by 11 inches. And the second piece is 3 7/8 by 4 inches. So let's take our large piece, put it on the 11-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 5.5. And then you just want to fold that over, make sure your edges are lined up. And then you might want to take your bone folder and give a good burnish. And on the second piece, we're going to put it on the 4-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, and 3.5. And so we have our 1/2 inch, 2 inch, and 3.5. And let's fold it in half to make a mountain. And then we're going to fold the 1/2 inch pieces up, and that'll give us our valleys. So we have a valley, mountain, valley. And I'm going to take my bone folder here and give it a really good burnish, like so. So this is all we need the scoreboard for. And we'll need 2 pieces of decorative paper. And these measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. 2 of those in our decorative paper. And we will need a backing for our calendar. And this measures 3 1/8 by 2 inches. And I have printed and cut my calendar with my Cricut. And I will share the link with all of the pieces. If you have Cricut access, you can use it for free. So I've got my calendar. I have the rest of 2026 starting next month. And then I have a 2027 calendar. And like I said, I was making this for a make and take, and I'm not able to go to the crop. So I'm doing the video and sent my project. So on this, I'm just tapping to get everything lined up and putting 2 clips. And I'm going to take my art glitter glue. I'm just going to run it along the top like so. Just put a good amount. I'm trying to make sure you can see. And I'm just going to take my finger and smooth it out. Trying to get that edge. Okay. And we're going to let that dry, and I'm going to do that again. And the next thing that we have are the embroidery hoop pieces. And these go on here, of course, lined up a little bit better, like so. And then we have our little metal piece on the hoop. And this is going to glue to the back of the hoop. And then we have our little leaves, and I'm just going to kind of fold those with my fingers to give them some texture. And our 2 vines. And the little flowers are just 2 pieces glued together with a diamond dot. And I thought I would go ahead and show you the rolled flower. So I have it cut out, and I'm using my tweezers that stay shut. I can't think of the name of these right now. And so I just grab the outside on the end and with my tweezers, and I just roll. And when we get to the end here, I'm just making sure I hold my thumb on the bottom and wrap it around like so. Then just pull your tweezers off. And I will let it fluff out a little bit. I just release some of that tension. And then on the back where you have the little circle, I'm going to put glue, kind of an odd angle. And I'm using the art glitter glue. And then just hold it shut there. And I'll let it open just a tad more. And look, here, look at it. Take a look at it. It looks really good. And we can let it loosen up just a little bit. You can, manipulate it with your fingers like so. And this is one of those things that I say I had to practice. And I finally have gotten where I like how they look. For the longest time, I could not get them to work. And that art glitter glue just grabs so quick. So the bottom, it's not quite centered up, but it will be okay. That liquid glue is in there. I used to use hot glue, and I think it just got, even if I try to put just a little bit, it would just come out too bumpy. Where the art glitter glue, it grabs and it holds that quick. So I really like the look of them. And then when I adhere this, I'll make sure to put glue all over the bottom. And you can actually just take and put a little bit there and take your finger like so. And I'll let that dry. So I'm going to glue all of the pieces together. And first, let me put another layer of glue on top of this so you can see. You just want to make sure the whole top is evenly covered with the glue. And I will do that 2 or 3 times. Like that edge, I could tell there wasn't glue there some. Like so. So I think that's good enough now. I'm just going to let it dry. And what I do is take my piercing tool and I just run around to make sure I get it spaced fairly even around. I'm just running it in between the 2 tan pieces. They're a little too long, so I'm just going to break off part of it. Put some glue along the hoop. And just lay these. And when I'm doing my leaves, I do not glue all of them down. I like having them, where they curl up a little bit. And then we have this leaf. I'm just going to put some glue on this piece right here. And just lay it down. And then we have our rolled flower. Like I said, I'll just put some extra glue where it didn't cover the bottom and put it like so. And then we've got our little flowers, and all of the pieces are in Design Space. I don't think I uploaded anything, and I'm just tucking that in behind. Take my tool and just make sure I press it down, make sure it's adhering, and some glue on the bottom of this one. Just kind of trying to tuck it up under a little bit. slide that out a tad. And I got that one a little too far. Okay, there we go. Okay, so our florals are on there, which I think it's pretty as this, but I did love the Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. And as I said, it's for a crop. And I'm just going to turn it over and put some glue. And just lay it down. Okay, so there's our Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat embellishment. And now we're going to bring our large piece in. And we're going to glue our decorative paper. And I'm just centering it between the score line and the bottom of the paper. And that one goes there. And then this one will go this way. But make sure if you have directional paper at the top, it's upside down, because we're going to fold this in half. And then it will be the right way. And now we're going to take our small piece, and remember Valley, Mountain, Valley, and I'm going to put glue on each 1/2 inch tab. So that's the front. We'll flip it over and do the back. And then we'll flip this one over, and I'm just going to line this up along the bottom and center it. And I did it a little bit smaller so we'll have an edge. And that way when we're gluing it down, it won't stick out past our calendar. And then we'll just take this and fold it over. And I'm just lining it up along the bottom. Give that a good burnish. And I'm going to put my thing there and my calendar. I'm just going to center that like so. And there we have our calendar. Thanks for watching the tutorial. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.